The story starts in a super dangerous neighborhood in London where people live in constant fear of crime. For years, a weird gang rule has been going on there. In a flat in that same area, we see Tom playing games on his computer. Strange, scary noises are coming from outside, so he puts on his headphones so he doesn't have to hear anything. The next morning, Tom is walking through the alley. That's when he runs into Danny. Danny gives him the MP3 player that Tom had asked for. At school, Tom's focus shifts from studying to Lucy. He's liked Lucy for a long time. After class, Lucy comes up to him and asks, "Can you teach me some science? I'm really struggling with chemistry." Seeing Lucy suddenly in front of him, Tom is totally stunned. Then Eugene shows up and starts teasing Tom, saying, "You can't even talk to a girl properly." Lucy angrily tells him to shut up. Then she turns back to Tom and says, "Meet me at Charlie's house so we can study together." Tom agrees and heads home, where he lives with his grandma. Back home, Tom sits down with his grandma Nancy. Nancy starts reading him a small part of a novel she's writing, but Tom doesn't really like the book much. Then he leaves the house to go meet Lucy. Later, when Tom reaches Charlie's house, he sees a man lying unconscious. A little later, a pack of thugs comes out of the room. Those thugs were filming someone. Terrified, Tom tries to run away, but one of the thugs shoots him, and then everyone bolts. Now, 10 days later, Tom finally opens his eyes in the hospital. The doctor tells him that while he was running, his phone was right by his head at one point, and the bullet hit the phone exactly then. Because of that, some phone parts got stuck in his head. But there wasn't too much damage. The doctor says, "If you feel anything weird, let me know." Right then, Tom asks about Lucy. Is she okay? To which Nancy says that Lucy is fine and has already been discharged. In the taxi, the driver is looking at Tom in a really weird way. This gets on Tom's nerves a bit. When he looks at the running meter, he feels something strange. Then he passes out again, and when he wakes up, he's in his bed. In the morning, Nancy thinks Tom's injury looks a bit better. She says, "Son, you should introduce me to Lucy too." Tom takes some flowers and goes to Lucy's house. Lucy's brother, Ben, sees him and sends him inside. The two start talking, and Tom apologizes, saying, "When they were attacking you, I ran away." But Lucy says anyone would have done the same. What could you have even done against them alone and empty-handed? But still, Tom felt guilty for not being able to save Lucy. As Tom is leaving, he starts hearing the sounds of everything that runs on electricity. He could even hear people's phone calls. He starts feeling super nauseous. On his way home, he starts seeing a weird interface over every electronic device. Then suddenly he feels like throwing up again and passes out. While unconscious, he suddenly sees Eugene's cell phone and realizes that one of the thugs who attacked was Eugene. Tom tells Danny about this, but Danny doesn't believe him. At school, when Tom sees Eugene again, he's able to read his phone messages. Now he's totally sure that his gut feeling was right. Eugene was talking about exactly what happened to Lucy. Now Tom gets really angry and decides to take revenge using his new powers. In his anger, he uses his power to break Eugene's phone. After this, Tom goes to a party at night with Danny. At the party, he sits on a sofa and starts observing everything. Sitting there, he peeks into everyone's phones and figures out exactly who attacked Lucy. After finding out everything, Tom gets incredibly angry. He marches toward Eugene in a rage. The two were about to fight, but Danny steps in a bit and takes Tom away. After that, Tom goes to Lucy's house to see her. While they're talking outside, Tom sees Eugene and his gang heading to the basketball court. Lucy gets really nervous seeing those thugs. Seeing his friend in this state, Tom makes a revenge plan. Using his mind powers, he sends a message to Eugene's phone from an unknown number saying, "I'm coming to teach you a lesson." The next morning, Tom starts following his enemies. They were going to meet an illegal dealer. While following, he hacks Eugene's phone so he can hear their voices through the mic. Even after they leave, Tom doesn't leave them alone. He intentionally starts messing with the electrical things in the thugs' room. Sometimes he'd turn up the lights, sometimes play music, just to make these thugs a bit scared. Tom also messaged Lucy from that same unknown number saying, quote, "I will protect you from those who hurt you." Lucy asked, "Who are you? Why are you helping me?" But he didn't reply. In the morning, all the school kids are called to the auditorium for some announcement. But then Tom uses his power to hack the presentation and leaks a private video of a thug named Cash. Seeing that video, everyone starts laughing out loud. Meanwhile, Cash leaves the place out of shame. Tom goes and tells Lucy all about this. Lucy wanted to know who actually did all this. Tom walks forward to play songs on the radio. Just then, Lucy sends a message to that unknown number saying, "You did all this, didn't you?" Tom could send messages just with his mind. So while adjusting the radio, he starts replying to all the messages. Tom asks Lucy, "Why were you attacked?" Lucy explains that those guys wanted to get her brother into their gang, and when he refused, the thugs said they'd attack someone in his family. They saw a chance, and made Lucy their target. Then Lucy asks, "At least tell me who you are." To this, Tom writes, "You can call me iBoy." A few days later, Tom and Lucy are walking home at night. Then Eugene and his gang stop them. They all start making fun of Lucy and ask, "Who is sending these messages from the unknown number?" To find out, Eugene grabs Tom and asks, "Tell me the truth, you're the one sending all this, right?" Then suddenly, Tom sends a message to their phones with his mind. "Hey, you're catching the wrong guy, kid." Seeing this message, Eugene gets confused. Who is this? And taking the chance, Tom and Lucy run away. Seeing all this, Tom gets thinking that these thugs aren't leaving Lucy alone. He decides that he's definitely going to teach them a lesson. After this, Tom waits a bit. He already knew that Eugene and his gang were going to try and steal a car. And as soon as they opened the car and got inside, Tom locked the car with his power. All the boys got a bit scared. Tom turned on the car radio and spoke to them in a distorted voice. He threatened them, saying, "Tell me quickly, who is your gang leader?" But the boys weren't ready to say anything. After that, Tom does something with his power so that the engine starts running super fast on its own. Smoke starts coming out. Slowly, it catches fire. Seeing the fire, the guy named Cash gets terrified. He screams out, "The leader's name is Cuts. We're just school kids, man, please let us go." Hearing this, Tom unlocks the car, and all the thugs get out before it blasts. But Tom's revenge had only just begun. Now Tom uses his power to track down Cuts' full address, but he doesn't know that his close friend Danny is also a member of that gang. Cuts was watching TV with some of his buddies. Suddenly, a recording of his own car pops up. Tom had opened his car and peed in it. Seeing this, Cuts runs toward his car in a rage. As soon as the thugs leave the flat, Tom sneaks in and breaks all the electronic devices in the house. Plus, he takes all the drugs Cuts had hidden there. When Cuts comes back, he sees his whole house is trashed. And seeing that his stash is stolen, he gets extremely angry. On the other side, Lucy tells Tom, "I'm going back to class this week. I'm feeling better than before." Then they both start talking about iBoy, who's becoming famous for attacking gangs. Tom wanted to know what Lucy thinks about it. Lucy says iBoy is just one man, right? And if we want to make this area better, it's gonna take a lot more. These small attacks aren't gonna do anything. Hearing this, Tom decides he's going to wipe out crime from this area for good. He already knew who all the criminals in his area were. He starts breaking into their houses and hiding those drug packets there, and then gives the police the exact tip-off to raid those spots because drugs would be found. After that, a lot of drug dealers got caught. On top of that, he emptied all the money from the thugs' bank accounts. Plus, he was uploading videos of all this onto the internet so that these thugs would start fearing the name iBoy. In these police raids, Eugene and his gang also got caught, and the people in the area started feeling a bit better. Tom's power was slowly growing a lot. His behavior also started changing a bit. He could turn off the lights in many parts of the city just by looking. He had become that powerful. A few days later, we see Cuts talking to his boss, Elman. Elman threatened him, saying, "You aren't able to sell anything, you're just making me lose money. If you don't give me a profit soon, kid, you're dead." Tom uses his power to listen to the whole call, and finds out the gang leader's name too. Meanwhile, Cuts wanted to know who this iBoy is. Who is tipping off the police? He ordered his gang members to steal phones and all electronic things from all the nearby flats. Now the gang members started looting everywhere. The next morning, Tom realizes people are swearing at him on the internet, saying, "We're being robbed because of you." He realizes that Londoners are fed up with these thefts and attacks, and all this is happening just to find him. Even some of his grandma's stuff was stolen. So Tom decides to lay low for a while. After some time, when the thugs start thinking iBoy isn't watching them anymore, they start their shady business again. Now Tom was ready to attack again. Tom had started staying a bit quiet lately, so Nancy felt like maybe he's getting into something wrong. She talks to Danny, saying, "Talk to your friend, keep an eye on him." At that same time nearby, Cuts was walking to his car, and iBoy was watching him from afar. iBoy sends a message to Lucy saying, "I'm going to end everything today for good," but Lucy says, "Don't do this, you could be in danger." Plus, she also says that taking the law into your own hands isn't right. Tom felt she was right, but he still didn't give up the chase. He tracked Cuts' car through his phone, but Cuts had thrown his phone in the trash. That's why Tom couldn't follow him. Then Tom suddenly hears a helicopter sound. A big accident had happened nearby, and a news helicopter was heading there. Now Tom hacks the helicopter camera to see Cuts' car, and follows him on his cycle. Cuts goes to a secret spot where a lot of containers were lying around. There, he meets some of his main guys. They were planning how to deal with iBoy. Tom moves forward, hiding in the dark. He sees a guard and uses his power to watch a bunch of videos on how to attack in such a situation. Then he attacks in the same way, and knocks the guard down. Then he reaches a crate full of drugs and sets the whole stash on fire to cause more loss to those drug dealers. But before Tom could get out of there, Cuts and his gang suddenly show up and launch an attack on him. While getting beaten up, Tom feels like his game is over. So to save himself, he makes the nearby electronic devices emit a very low-frequency sound that starts piercing the thugs' ears. They pass out from the pain. Cuts tries to fire a shot, but he misses. Tom escapes from there. Tom managed to get away, but he was still pretty badly injured. On his way home, he crashes into a lamppost and collapses. The next morning, when Tom wakes up, he's in a strange place. He didn't even know how he got there. At home, Lucy was calling him repeatedly because they were supposed to go to school together since she was still scared to go alone, and Tom had promised her. But when Tom didn't pick up the phone, she went alone, feeling scared. After the exam, when Lucy meets Tom, she's really mad at him. Tom tries to explain that something went wrong last night and he couldn't make it home, but Lucy wasn't ready to listen to anything. Then they both notice everyone looking toward the building. When they turn around, they see Cash's body. Seeing this, Tom is shaken. Later, Tom is standing on the roof talking to Danny. During the talk, Tom asks who could have killed Cash, to which Danny straight up replies that he died because of iBoy. He started all this. Yeah, he was in the gang, but nobody is totally evil, right? The guy couldn't handle that much humiliation. Hearing this, Tom gets sad. Just like Danny, other people also got split into two sides, one that thought iBoy was right and others who thought he was wrong. Now Tom was feeling very troubled, so he goes to the doctor and asks them to take out the phone part stuck in his brain. But the doctor says it's a very complicated job. You could even die, it's very hard to do. Hearing this, Tom leaves feeling depressed. At night, Tom hears someone knocking at his door. When he goes to check, Cut's men grab him. Along with them, the big boss of the gang, Elman, had also come. Nancy comes out to save her grandson, but Cuts hits her hard and knocks her out, and Elman says, "Take the grandma to her room." After this, Elman says, "I know you're iBoy, and now you have only one way to stay alive. Join me, and I'll change your life." To which Tom says no. Elman didn't really like hearing no, and his thug pushes Tom down. Then Elman says to Tom, "Okay, do one thing, track Lucy." Tom tries to track Lucy with his power. He finds out that Lucy had been caught by Eugene and his gang. Elman had used his influence to get them out of jail. Tom realized that if he didn't say yes, Lucy would be killed. Now Tom had no choice. Also, Elman tells him, "You know your friend Danny? He's the one who told me everything. And that too for just a few bucks." Elman also humiliates Danny in front of everyone while giving him money and then says, "Now get out of here." Then he tells Tom, "Just like you made money disappear from Cuts' account, you can fill it back up. Fill my account with money, or else Lucy dies." Tom slowly starts the transfer, but at the same time, using his power, he also calls the police from the phone that was near Lucy. In the warehouse, Eugene and his buddies had their guns ready. If Tom didn't listen to their boss, they'd kill Lucy. Lucy starts yelling at them, "We grew up playing together. You guys have fallen this low." Eugene starts getting angry at her words, but just then, the police arrive. Those guys break the phone and quickly grab Lucy to hide. Lucy tries to make a sound, but her mouth was covered. That's why the police couldn't hear her. Feeling the phone break, Tom's body gets a slight shock. Seeing this, Elman gets suspicious and heads toward the warehouse, taking Tom along. While hiding from the police, Eugene's gun had fallen on the ground. Seeing the chance, Lucy picks up that gun, but by then, the police had already left. Holding them at gunpoint, she tells the three thugs to get on their knees. But she wasn't like them. She couldn't pull the trigger. She starts heading out. But just then, Elman arrives with his men. Seeing the thug, she gets a bit scared, and Eugene takes the chance to attack her from behind and snatches the gun. So that Tom couldn't do anything, one thug hits Tom on the head with a gun. Everything is back under control. Elman tells Tom, "Finish your half-done job. Put the money in my account." But Tom says, "Enough is enough." He focuses his power on everyone's phones. Elman realizes something is wrong, and throws his phone away. But the other thugs didn't get time, and their phones exploded right in their pockets. Because of this, they get seriously injured. This also distracts Eugene, and Lucy suddenly attacks him. During all this, Elman had run outside. Tom goes out looking for him, but Elman attacks him from behind with an iron rod and starts beating him badly. Tom tries to use that sharp sound power again, but Elman slams his head against Tom's, after which Tom falls unconscious. Elman picks up the rod and was about to kill him. Just then, Lucy shows up and fires a shot in the air. She screams a warning at Elman, "Stay away from Tom or I'll shoot you." But Elman starts moving toward her. Lucy sees her gun is jammed. She gets scared. But before Elman could reach her, a shot is fired that hits Elman right in the hand. This makes Elman very angry. He snatches the gun from Lucy and punches her, and she falls unconscious right there. At that moment, Tom wakes up. Seeing Lucy injured, his blood boils. Elman picks up the iron rod and moves toward Tom. But with a powerful scream, such a strong force comes out of Tom that it finishes Elman in a second. Using that much power made Tom exhausted, and he collapses right there. When Tom opens his eyes, he wakes up on a hospital bed with his grandma. Nancy was so happy that Tom was okay. They both ate together and went home. Near the house, Tom meets Danny. Danny apologizes to him and says, "What I did was very wrong." He says, "I don't even want this money Elman gave me. I don't want easy money." But to this, Tom says, "I caught all the thugs who attacked Lucy. But I never thought about who was making the video there." Danny goes quiet, and Tom says, "Change your ways, bro, there's still time." In the end, Tom and Lucy meet on the building's roof. Tom had arranged a small romantic dinner on the roof. They both kiss. They were happy that they had finished off London's biggest crime boss. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.